Radical Dude here, and today we're going to learn about deriving the quadratic formula. Many people know how to use it, but they don't really know where it comes from. So here's how it comes. You start with a quadratic equation. ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. That's a quadratic equation in standard form. It's quad because it's got the square, and the square is a length and a width. It gives you 4 sides, right? If you make a square. So this is a quadratic, and quad means 4. What we're going to do is we're going to try to solve for x. Once we can solve for x and get the formula, you can apply it to any quadratic equation. So, want to get x by itself. First of all, there's a few ways to do it, but I want to remove the c. It's easy to remove the c. He's not close with these guys. He's trying to be friendly. He's trying to hang out with them, but he's really not that good a friend. So we move him over. Now I have this. See, the x's are together, and they're happy. But the problem is, they don't really want to play with the a. A is not really their friend. We can get rid of the a really quickly by just dividing it out. We're going to take precedent over the b because of this x squared. He's stronger, so let's get rid of this a. I divide everything by a, and I'm left with this. Now, here becomes the most difficult part. It's called completing a square. Because what I'm going to try to do is make this binomial into a trinomial, then put it into a square and take the square root of it to get these x's by itself. Because if I try to divide by b over a, then I have to divide this by b over a, and the b over a stays with the x squared. I don't want that. So we do what's called completing the square. And the way it works is I take half of this b over a, and square it. So I take half of this b over a, and I square it. And what it's going to come out to is b squared. This is 2a, and 2a squared is 4a squared. So let me write this part over, and we'll continue. What did I add to both sides? Was b squared over 4a squared. So I'm adding b squared over 4a squared. Okay. This on the left is very simply x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared. And on the right, I want to add these two, but the denominators are different. So I can make this denominator the same by multiplying by, I want to make it 4a squared. So I multiply by 4a over 4a. This comes out to negative 4ac over 4a squared. So when I add these two, the denominator stays the same. And I have a negative 4ac plus b squared. I want to put the b squared first. It doesn't matter, commutative property, but let's put the b squared first because that's how it is seen and recognized. Now, we're doing so far so good. Let us make this into a binomial. To square it, we're going to do this. Well, I know to get the x squared is x. And to get this, you take the square root of this, and then when you double it, you're going to get that. So it is really b over 2a. Okay? b over 2a. Because when I double this, I get 2b over 2a, and that makes it to b over a. And on the right side, I have this. Now, one step we're going to do is take the square root. Square root of this, square root of that. Okay? So I'm going to take the square root of this, the square and the square root cancel, and I'm going to be left with x plus b over 2a. So I'm left with x plus b over 2a. When I take the square root of the numerator, I can't do anything about it. So I'm left with b squared minus 4ac. It could be positive or negative when you take the square root, right? You get two answers. So this is going to be positive and negative b squared minus 4ac over, go back, square root of 4a squared is 2a. So this becomes 2a. Now I'm almost there. Just want to get x by itself. So I got to get rid of this minus b over 2a minus b over 2a. I'm going to have x equals. Now, these denominators are the same, so I'm going to put it one denominator, 2a. I'm going to put the negative b first because that's the convention. Plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. That is the quadratic formula, and you can use it to solve for any quadratic equation. Thank you very much. This has been Radical Dude, and I hope you learned something.